始まるかな。お、始まったっぽい。お疲れ様です。アッセンブル・ウィズ・ケアというゲームをやっていきたいと思います。マリアズミックス、いきなりこの画面から始まるんですけど、あ、閉められる。なんかね、あれらしい、修理屋さんになるっていうお話らしいですね。なんで多分これを入れようっていうことなのかな。あ、入りそう。入れてみますか。てか唐突に始まったんですけど、いつもこの雰囲気のゲーム夜深夜やるんですけど、ちょっと1時間じゃ終わらなさそうなので別枠でやり始めました。で、なんかサウンドトラックがついてくるぐらい音楽がいい感じみたいなので、その辺も楽しみにしてやっていきましょう。これを押してほしそうなんで押します。お、これをつなごうと。はい、はい。おお、なんておしゃれな始まり方をするんだ。はい、始まりました。アッセンブル・ウィズ・ケア、新チャプター追加って書いてある。イギリスのゲームなのかな。イギリス。
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between.
旅に出て1年もすればあちこち移動するのにもさすがに飽きてくる頃かなと思ってた。延々と列車に揺られたりハイウェイをひた走ったり、そういう変わり映えはしない。マリアですね。でも列車がベラリーバという駅に止まった時、旅に出た最初の日みたいに私はワクワクしていた。あ、もうちょっとゲームを下げます。これぐらいでどうだろう。ちょっと思ったよりね、今のところの音が大きかった。はい。丸1年か。もう一生分旅してるみたいな、旅したみたいな気がした。いろんな場所を見て、いろんな人と出会って、それに旅をする中でたくさんの忘れ去られた宝物を蘇らせてきた。
I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs.
これ俺読まなくていいな。聞きましょう。次。
Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
はい、荷ほどきをしましょう。じゃあ開きます。これが一時停止なんだ。おしゃれ。再開します。はい。はい。で、なんか回せるな。金具をクリックして開ける。はい、パチンパチンと。音量どうだろう？大丈夫かな？ちょっと下げたんだけど。はい。
My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style.
オーバーオールいいね。
The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these. I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
お、ピアスかな？イヤリングか。
I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman at your service.
どうぞよろしく。
My passport. Not many blank pages left now.
なるほど。
Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish.
音量大丈夫？ OK。
My parents took this after I made my first repair. Seems like a lifetime ago.
なるほど。なんか持てるだけか。カメラ。
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this.
指先のドア。結構ちゃんと落とす
I'll
な。
hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work.
アベンチュラークラシックスーツケース完了。くるくるくるくるくるくるくるくる回る。ツイートに URL ついてなかったよ。
Finally, I'd made it
そ
to
れ
Bella
は
Riva.
ダメ
I'd
よ。
come for the food festival taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal.
少々お待ちを。そうだ。なんか足りないと思ったら一番大事なやつ乗っけてなかったんだ。それはそうだね。はい。はい、ツイートしました。はい、ベラリーバに着いたと。フードフェスティバル。はい、ちゃんとした食事を食べましょ
Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work.
う。うん。
My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires.
気が合うかもしれんな。
My story in Bella Riva began with a little girl, and a voice she was longing to hear.
お、その子がずっと聞きたがってた声。ベラリーバへようこそっていう実績を解除しました。ああ、なんか結構あるな。結構あるな。子守歌。この港っていうメーカーの何かがこの世界に
It
あ
was
るみ
my
たいだね。
first morning in Bella Riva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun.
おい。
In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time.
うん。準備してた。
As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bella Riva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect.
うん。なんかそこまではっていうのが不穏ですね。
I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
おう。
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
汚れた赤いカセットデッキ。
My
Tape
tape is
が壊れちゃって。
broken and I can't make it work anymore.
なるほど。
I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
直しましょう。こいつをなんかが引っかかってるみたいな話だったね。ドライバーがあるので、ちょっと待ってよ。パッドこうか。これで一回ここ開けてみようか。一回こうして、どうしたら回るのこれ。ああ、なるほど。なかなか操作がちょっと一癖ありますね。難しい。
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。電池が入りましたんで、蓋閉めて、これ置いて、回します。なるほど。で、反対側向けて、 反対側向けて開けて、あ、これはこれで直さないといけないか。じゃあこれは一旦ここに戻して、これを直さないといけないんで、これ懐かしくない？懐かしくないって。
Why did you do that?
下手したら下手したら伝わらないまであ
How
る
did
な。
you do that? I didn't see.
まあ俺も別に世代ってわけじゃないけど、昔ビデオありましたね。ビデオテープ、 DVD じゃなくてビデオテープみたいなやつよくツタヤで借りてたな。その感じですね。はい、これでも治った？ポン。
Will you dream a dream for me if I sit by your side and hold you so tight
カセットレコーダーが治りました。
that I will always love you?
When it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum.
ママ。
She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill.
うん。
When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
なんでヨーヨー。はい。
I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt.
まあ7歳の子にそんな要求でき
She
ないよ
seemed
ね。
like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered.
うん。
A part I wouldn't be able to fix.
そうだね。修理屋さんもそういう悩みがあるか。おやすみかわいい子っていう実績を解除しました。3、打ち砕かれて。お、にゃきさ
My
んこん
first
ばん
repair
は。
complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles.
うんうん。
The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father.
お、イジーのお父さんかな、ジョゼフ。
I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without
Broken
thinking, I picked
statue.
up a fragment.
はい。
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have... It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
あ、イザベルは結構いろいろ壊しちゃうんだね。はい、これが台座っぽいですね。
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
なるほど。これまず足だよね、多分。これ。あの前にこれを、こういうことね。これむずくない？あんまり塗りすぎるとはみ出ちゃうとかそういう話なのこれ。これを結構難しいな。違う。どれだ？これか？
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
ちょっと塗って、はい。はい。これもちょっと塗って、これ、はい。
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
なかなか心配性なパッパだね。でもこれしかないんだよ、接着剤が。どうやったら彫像があんなに粉々になるのかはちょっとわからんけど。はい。
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
なるほど。町長さんでお母さんはもう亡くなってると。亡くなってるっていうかもういないって言ってたね。
Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late.
お疲れ様です。お疲れ様です。
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
そうだね。不自由の彫像っていう、実績を解除しました。続きまして4番、途切れたまま。時計だね。
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
結構仕事もらえますね。
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some, seasoning tips, but it won't connect.
あら。なるほど。お互いじゃあ新しくお
Can you
店
see
を
if you can figure out what's wrong?
仕事を始めたばっかりって感じかな。じゃあ電話直していきましょう。チャリン、あ、
You
取
can
れてる。
fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
あ、またとりあえず抜いてみようか。ちょっと回して、ドライバーで、よいん。
Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this.
はい。はい。左上のやつなんだろう。おー、こうなってるんだ。面白。面白。なんかここも開けれそうだね。開けてみましょう。外れた。お、なんか赤い電線をクリックしてツールボックスにドラッグすると切り離せる。これをちょっと待って。あ、なるほど。これをさ、取っちゃって、で、こっちを、なるほど。じゃあこの電線が悪いとかじゃなくて、これごと外して、こっちに変えて、こことここつないで、 でこことここつないで、
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
はい。でこれが、なるほど。ここもドライバーで取っちゃって、でこれ取ってこっちに変えて、ちょっと待って、これをこっち、これここに変えて、で違うな、これか、こっちをここに持ってって閉めると。じゃあ持ってって閉めると。はい。そうしたら、ちょっと回して、どれだっけ、これか、これをかぶせて、またこれ乗っけて閉めると。で乗っけて、乗っける？これ乗っけない？まだこれさ、後でもいけんのか？後でもいけそう
Still
だ
a
ね。
part I need to attach. Where does it go?
じゃあこれで、先につけるのかなこれ。いや、後で良さそう。なんでこれかけて、裏側4箇所ネジ止めますと。はい。はい。はい。はい。
Still a few parts missing.
そんで、これをここにして、これでどう？ダイヤル式電話直りました。あんな構造になって
When I
るんだ。
handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
ほ
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill anyway. And the rent and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
う。なかなかお金がしんどそうですね。
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello! How's my favourite sister doing today?
黄色が好きそうだね、カルメンさんね。
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
どうした？
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
なるほど、お金ね。借りてるんだね。
You don't need to be here though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh god, I have to get ready. Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
いいよ。電話して、奇跡解除しました。5ステージ目ですね。これ何ステージまであるんだろうな。ここのピントを合わせて。思ったより結構ステージあるな。
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name.
おー、人気だね。
Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
おー、シュッとした感じの女の人だね。
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how to fix things. I'd usually go to an expert, of course, but in this town...
ほら、
So
お
this
母
was
さん。
Carmen's
お
sister?
母さんじゃない、お
The
姉さ
two
ん。
of them couldn't have been more different. Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
はい、見てみましょう。レナックスですね。あ、もうボロボロじゃないですか。こういうのはとりあえず一回ネジを外す。もうそれにつきますね。さあネジ取れまし
I
た。
don't suppose you've fixed anything this valuable before.
そんな嫌みったらしいこと言うんだ。わかんないだろう。これに変えて。
If I use the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror.
ああ、なるほど。こうだね。
Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
うん。ああ、確かにちょっとあれだね。多少なりとも構造分かってないとしんどいというか。フィルム入れたいんだけど、フィルム、あれか。わかるよ。わかる。あ、そんな外れちゃう？あら。取れない。フィルムはまだ後でいいのかな。これなんか、読める的な。一回置いて、これなんか読める的な話？
You need the manual.
なんそんなこと言うの？いや、そこまでは大丈夫なんだけどさ、フィルムを入れたいわけでしょ？ちょっと一回でもバラバラにしすぎたか。これをこうして上かぶせて、はいはいはい。もう一箇所のネジはどこ？前か。
There's still a part I need to attach. Where does it go?
で、ちゃう。あ、取れた。違う。あ、そう。ああ、そうよ。そういうことよ。これ、ウィンってやりたいんだけど。ウィンってやらなくていいですか？あ、自動でいける。じゃあ取らない。これを回し
Still a few
て、
parts missing.
これを、やばい、フィルムカメラはあんまり使ってないのがバレる。あ、でもこれでいいんだ。なるほど。
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary, but it was worth it.
リミテッドエディション。
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better? She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing.
ちょこちょこ鼻につく人だね。
Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready.
ハリケーンヘレナはなかなか皮肉の効いた穴なんですね。レンズ越しの生活。暗い先行き。
The sun was setting over Bellariva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
それで話終わっちゃうの。
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
大変そうだね。
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
まあ、それなきゃお店には見えないんだろうな。
I'd like to put it up before
かわ
Helena
いい。
gets here. Can you give it a try?
オッケー。急にアセンブルって出たな。これかな、ネオン。一回じゃあ裏側開けてみましょう。ここはまたボンドでなんかをつけそうな感じですね。ボンドなのかな、さっきと色違うな。開けて、で、外しますと。そんで、これビーって、ビーやって、で、これポッと。そしたら、電線で、こことここつなぐ。そんで、閉める。電線いっぱいあるんだけどな。なんでだろう。閉めます。閉めます。それで、これを、ぺちゃん。お、ガチャンとつけました。そうすると、ここがなんだろうね。これで終わりじゃないっていうことは、まだなんかあるんだな。こっち。お。
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
急に字幕が出なかったけど、なんかスペアパーツを持ってるぞと。なるほど。もうちょっとプラスアルファなんかやろうぜっていう話ね。外します。それはくっついていい。くっついてていいよ。くっついてていいよ。振ります。で、これ取って、はい。それで、こう。ピッコピッコしてる。これでいいんだろうか。このピッコピッコで。まあ、一回これでやってみようかな。で、これをこうつけて、 一旦裏返して電源入れてみましょうか。なるほど。点滅するようになった。
It still needs something else.
まだ足りないね。
Maybe we can add one of these.
はい。なんそんな可愛いのいっぱい持ってんだよ。先言ってや。じゃあこれ裏返してもう一回外しますと。わざわざあれか閉めなくてもよかったのかな。はい、外しました。それはついてていい。そしたらそれはついてていい。ここをビーッとして貼っつけますと。でこことこれつなげばいいか。うん、良さそうなんで閉めます。閉めます。で、表に返してどれがいいかな。一旦アイスじゃない。あんま何屋さんなのか分かってないけど一旦アイスがいい。アイスが可愛い多分。で、可愛い。
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
あ、アイスでよかった。可愛い。はい。
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
That's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived.
来たね。
Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
おい。
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
せっかくあんな可愛いの直したのに全て光っている。お、うわーなんか懐かしいやつだな。お遊びタイム。A ボタンしかないけど。
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house.
イジーのパッパから連絡来た
I
よと。
barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
トップシークレット。
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
ほ
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse.
う。
I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth.
そうだね。
On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore.
またなんか壊したん。
Can you fix it for me?
あ、これね。はい。あ、なんかカッターマットみたいなの上だね。画面がバリバリ、ボタンが取れてる。あ、懐かしい、このタイプの。あ、内側はそんなに いい。ボタンが一旦取れちゃった。ボタン変えて、ボタンくっついた。で、基板の、ここだけ取って、新しいのに変えます。見た目こっちが一緒かな。はい。なんかこれもこれでボタンついてんのか。なんだろう。これは一旦この状態で、こうつなぐ、こうつなぐ、こうつなぐ。ああ、それ画面か。そしたら、これ待って。でも、なんか基板のあれが違うな。はい、ついた。まあ、これ一回つなごうか。で、裏これつけて、ここ取れないのか。爪引っ掛けて取るやつね。伝わるのかなこっちも、やばそう。はい。はい。で、これ取って、ここも若干なんかあんまり良くないんで、こっちに変えて、これ繋いだままで大丈夫なんだ。で、こっちにここ変えて、で、繋ぎますよと。点滅が赤いな。繋ぐとこ違う？こっちなんだ。なるほど。これで、カセット入れて、
Do grown-ups play games as well?
ちょっと皮肉っぽいな。今ゲームやってんだよ。間違えた。つけといて、つけといて、回して、これかな？ポップンプレイ。横井のポ
Can you
ッ
show
プン
me
プレ
how
イ。
to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
フォレストアドベンチャー。ゲームできる。ポケモンみたいなの始まった。なんだ、鳥いる。はい。コングラジュレーションズ。ポップンプレイできましたね。写真撮るゲームなんだね、これは。
Her
かわ
toy
いい。
fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
ぶん投げたんだな。
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
My dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
おこだね。
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too. It made me think, had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
ちょっと考えさせられるようなお話ですね。一回休憩しましょう。一回休憩します。一旦休憩。 はい、戻りました。戻ったんですけど、14ステージっぽいですね。で、今7ステージ目が終わったところなので、今回ちょっとここで配信を一回切ろうかなと思います。続きをまた配信でやるかはちょっとわかんないんですけど、まあまあでもここまでやったんで、最後までクリアはしたいと思うので、今回は一旦ここで終わりにしたいと思います。お疲れ様でした。